Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to just jump in today, update you on our wildfires in the state of California, provide some new updates on the number of COVID transmissions in the state, broader trend lines. But I want to first start with an issue that we are keeping our eye on, an issue that is our top priority outside of the situational challenges of dealing with a pandemic and dealing with this unprecedented emergency related to wildfires in the state. And that's the crisis on the streets of the state of California. I want to remind people very briefly that we are making historic investments in housing for the homeless here in the state of California. I've long believed and held a bias that shelters may solve sleep, but housing and supportive services foundationally can help address more permanently the issue of homelessness. And as a construct, we were able to advance this year an effort we refer to as Project Homekey, working with legislature, with their leadership. We were able to set aside some $600 million this year in the budget to purchase hotels and other housing for the homeless, to, for the first time, arguably in state's history, provide a portfolio of support to the cities and the counties, the likes of which we never have had in the past. I want to just briefly update you on some of the progress. This audacious goal of investing some $600 million into this space needs to be completed by the end of the calendar year. We are moving with surgical aggressiveness in terms of advancing these efforts with a kind of focus and energy that we haven't in many, many years. And as a consequence, we are now sending out today our first awards, drawing down from that $600 million, some $76.5 million to procure some 579 units, 10 different projects across 7 jurisdictions in this state. The reason I highlight these jurisdictions is that a number of them are novel. A number of them, like Mendocino County, you see on this list, this is the first ever project of its type within that county. Project areas like Tahoe and Lake Elsinore, they have goals with this first tranche of distribution to functionally get to zero the number of quote-unquote homeless in their communities. We also have projects in El Centro focusing on foster youth in particular, homeless youth, many that have been emancipated or dropped through the cracks in our foster system. Pittsburgh, California, we recently were at a Motel 6 site that's being used currently to provide access and opportunity through a program called Project Homekey to exercise the ability to purchase that hotel outright so that we could provide a permanent cohort of supports for homeless in that community. San Jose needs to be highlighted because I want to just highlight Mayor Sam Liccardo for his stewardship, his leadership, working with the big 13 mayors as he is now chair of that organization. He has been exceptional and incredibly supportive of this effort in advancing this cause, not only within San Jose City, working with county leaders, but moreover, working with other mayors all throughout the state of California, including working with local leadership in Kern County. And I say that because this issue of homelessness impacts the entire state of California. It is no longer a coastal issue. It's not concentrated in just a few dense urban environments in this state. Having traveled most part of this state over the last week, I'm just reminded over and over as we drive and see those underpasses, we drive down streets, sidewalks strewn with camping equipment and people out there in tents, the work we have to do. And so, again, I'd be remiss if I didn't highlight this. Many of you tuned in to get an update on the wildfires and COVID, but I want folks to know our commitment, our resolve to addressing this issue. It's not going to happen overnight. We cannot overpromise in this space. The state of California has a responsibility to support cities and counties. The state of California for decades was not focused as much as we would otherwise have liked on this issue. And so we are trying to make up for that, and we are trying to take responsibility and move forward deliberatively. And this Project Homekey, we think, is one of the more meaningful efforts in advancing that cause. And again, I want to just thank all our partners, including the co-chairs, rather, of the work group that we put together on homelessness, Darrell Steinberg, Mayor Steinberg, and Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas for all of their outstanding support as well, representing that work group in advancing this cause.